Pittsburgh Steelers fans, what's going on? This is Jeff Hartman, editor of BehindTheSteelCurtain.com with you for it's the burning question. That's our Saturday show where we rotate through, and you might be wondering, what is Dave Schofield doing here? This is a one-man show. Why is Dave here? Well, the reason why Dave is here is, as you can see if you're watching live on YouTube, that we have some new equipment, and Dave and I wanted to test out that equipment. Dave has the same exact microphone. You just can't see his right now. And so we were on here just trying things out, and I said, hey, you want to do part of the show with me? He said, sure. So, Dave, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jeff. It's kind of weird to sound with such good quality now with this good stuff. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we're upgrading our stuff because you all deserve it, and I think that the all our platforms are really doing well. So it's worth it to improve the quality of the product, and I think that that's hopefully what you all will see on the end, or hear, I should say, because it's especially going to come through in audio. All right, so let's talk about the burning question for this week. And Lance yesterday did a great job on his I said it and kind of looking ahead, and there's nothing bad about that. You're looking ahead. He talked about how the Steelers need to keep the defense together. You need to go back and check out that episode, both on audio platforms and on YouTube. I'm sorry, I was laughing at Nathaniel, who put in the live chat, I missed the terrible quality of the old microphones. Well, thank you, Nathaniel. We appreciate that. You should have listened when we were on Blog Talk Radio. It was even worse, if that's even possible. So still, he did a good job looking ahead. But let's not forget this football game coming up on Sunday night that Dave is going to be there live with Brian Anthony Davis. We'll talk about that in a second. Is absolutely gigantic. It's huge in every way, shape, or form. This is, Dave, I'm trying to think. The only game that I can think of in recent memory that is this big involves the New England Patriots in past years even. Can you think of a bigger game not involving the New England Patriots as this one coming up? What do you think?
There's one that I think is very close, and it was our wonderful Christmas present several years ago when it was the Steelers hosting the Ravens on Christmas Day, where if they win the game, they win the North. If not, it was going to be really tough for them otherwise. That was a huge game. Yeah. So this feels a lot like this, but the only reason I'd say the other one was maybe bigger was because it was for the division, where this one.
Well, that was the Immaculate Extension game.
Yes.
With Mr. Third and Fifth, and that was huge. You are right. I'll give you that. This reminds me a lot of last year's Week 15 game against the New England Patriots. It wasn't a night game. It was a primetime game. It was a 4 o'clock. It wasn't prime time.
And it was Color Rush.
Game. There was a Color Rush same week.
I was there.
You were there. And it's one of those situations where you feel like if they can win this game, boy, it's going to set the table to make the playoffs a heck of a lot easier than it would be if they were losing. I want to make that very clear. If the Steelers happen to lose this game, and if you listen to our show on Wednesday, the Standard is a Standard, or Thursday, the Steelers preview, you would know that I didn't predict the Steelers to lose. Then again, I never predict the Steelers to lose. So I guess the burning question is, can the Steelers prove that they are worthy of a playoff spot? And I say this because just the other day, I was on BuffaloRumblings.com. That is the BTSC equivalent of the Buffalo Bills at SB Nation. And they are basically hearing the same things that Pittsburgh is hearing. You haven't beaten anyone. You haven't beaten anyone because the Bills, although they're 9-4, I don't think they've beaten anyone either. And so one team, you say, Dave, who was that?
They defeated the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
That was in
Which is a big win.
Yeah, that was that. So that's their big win. That was all of a sudden it's not coming up for me.
Someone say the Dallas win was a big one on Thanksgiving, just because it was on the road. I know Dallas is Dallas, but still, that's a tough spot. So I'll give them a little bit of credit there. But
I would much rather be playing the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow night than I would even the Bills, because I don't think they have much to offer. But no, they beat the Tennessee Titans way back in Week 5. They beat them 14-7.
And this is not the same. That's not the same Titans team that's on the field.
No, that was
Marcus Mariota.
Yes.
That was Derrick Henry was still hurt. That's a different team. So, but we all look at things and we can look back at the season and say, this game, this win, this loss, whatever. Pittsburgh fans love to say, well, they lost to the Patriots, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Ravens, all these teams that have ridiculous records right now, crazy records. But at the same time, let's look at who the Steelers beat. Well, the Bengals, winless at the time. The Chargers, though, when they beat the Chargers on Sunday Night Football with Devlin Hodges on the road in LA, the Chargers were hovering around 500, weren't they, Dave?
I'm pretty sure they at the time they were right around there. Now, man, I'm trying to think because that was week 6.
Yeah,
and
right
I'm thinking they had 2 wins at the time. I'll have to look that up.
Okay. All right. That's fine. And then they beat the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. The Dolphins hadn't won yet. The Colts, though, came in. They were pretty hot. Jacoby Brissett gets hurt in that game, so everyone puts an asterisk there because, well, Jacoby Brissett is better than Hoyer, who came in. It was Brian Hoyer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The only team the Steelers have beaten, let's sum this up quickly. The only team the Steelers have beaten that has a winning record right now would be the Los Angeles Rams. And they have rebounded after the 17-12 loss to Pittsburgh, and they've won some games. So a win over the 9-4 Bills, although there's always going to be detractors. There's always going to be people that say, it's the Bills. They haven't proven themselves. They haven't done this. They haven't done that. They're always going to be detractors that are going to say it just wasn't good enough. However, this win would be absolutely gargantuan for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I answered the reason I was on Buffalo Rumblings was because I had done 5 questions and answers with them. And they asked basically my prediction of the game. I got laughed at because I said the Steelers are wearing their color rush uniforms. They never lost the color when they wear their color rush uniforms. And I believe in that stuff. Dave, do you believe in that stuff? I don't know. Maybe if it's just me being a Jersey head. I do love uniforms. I love talking about uniforms. Do you think there's something to that? The 5-0 color rush, and they haven't lost in those uniforms.
There is, but there isn't. There is nothing to do with the color of the jersey that they are wearing, but there is something to do with the magnet, with the mental. When you think about that, like, oh, we're wearing these. I mean, and just think, those were the ones with that Christmas game. Was that the first time they wore them? Was on that Christmas game?
I want to say,
or was it the year before against the Tennessee? I can't remember where the Tennessee game was versus the Christmas game.
I want to say that the Christmas game was actually before, and the next year was the Titans game. Now the Titans game was when they debuted the high up camera angle, and that was the Dilly Dilly game.
Yes, because my brother and I were at that game, and we actually heard the Dilly Dilly.
You heard the call stadium. On the field?
We heard the call because my brother Turby's like, did he just say dilly dilly? And we were laughing. We're like, we probably didn't hear that right. And then we found out later that he did.
Yeah.
So
I understand what you're saying. The color of the jersey doesn't matter. But there is
the mentality.
Yes. Look good, feel good, play good. I've always subscribed to that theory. Look good, feel good, play good. And I definitely think that you can just tell from social media. Vince Williams is putting a call to action to Steeler fans to wear nothing but black. He wants a blackout. He wants to black
be in
out.
All black.
I know you will. You'll have your Hayward color rush on.
Yes.
What about Brother Schofield? Does he have a color rush that he's wearing?
He doesn't have a color rush, but he has the black jersey.
Pouncey?
He has the black Pouncey jersry. I'm not sure what his daughter's wearing. I'm sure I'll throw something in just in case.
There you go.
Brian, he's got 750 jerseys.
He's probably
and
bring extras, and he'll have enough for the entire section.
Yeah, I always take like every jersey that I own in the vehicle, and then in case I need to, sometimes I'll wear one on the way up, and then wear one to the game, and then one afterwards. It's just what I do. Yeah. But there's just something about it because when the Steelers played those color rush, especially when it's not the regularly scheduled one, they know that this means this game is important. Absolutely. That's what it did last year against the Patriots. It just showed them. The players, they knew the importance of this game. So they are not taking this one lightly.
You know what's crazy?
What a difference a season makes.
I know. You know what's crazy is last year, I remember when they made the announcement before the Patriots game in the same week 15, that the Steelers were going to wear their color rush. And I immediately said, ball game, done.
That was like on Friday or Saturday they announced it.
I don't know what it was. I just felt like, oh my gosh, they're going to wear those color rush jerseys again. It's done. It's over. It's not even going to... and I know that Jack, I'll put this up there. He said, is this a fashion show? No, it's not a fashion show. They said on Buffalo Rumblings that he just make his prediction based on the uniform color. Maybe, but no, this isn't a fashion show. Let's get
No,
back.
it shows you that the Steelers are all business. That's what
Yes,
it shows
I
you.
agree with that.
And what's crazy is this game, you wouldn't have, when you looked at this game before the season started, this was not a game that you circled as in like, oh, this is an important one. This was the one I circled and I was like, oh man, this is the one no one's going to want to go see because that game's going to be, we didn't expect the Bills to be what they were. And just how everything's shaped up it is right now, that this being such a big game just goes to show how much the season never goes the way you think it does for any team.
No, I agree. So let's get back to the question. I wanted to get your take on it. This isn't, you just said that obviously when you were looking at this upcoming game, you're like, oh, well, I don't know if this is, the schedule comes out Buffalo, 1:00 game, week 15. Everyone's looking at this as like the back half easing up for the Pittsburgh Steelers after a rough first half of the schedule. Would this, I guess I should put it that way, would this validate the Steelers playoff spot if they win this game on Sunday night to you?
Absolutely.
Not that it would need validation from you anyway. You're a Steeler fan. No, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, when there's three teams basically right now fighting for the wild card, and you don't know what the third team is, it's that second place team from the South. When you're having to go up against one of them this late in the season to jockey for position, and you beat them, this just goes to show that you are where you should be. So, in my opinion, this is enormous.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game, and I think that absolutely if they win this game, they will, without a doubt, not only will they without a doubt probably make the postseason, but it's going to be a situation where people aren't going to look at them as, oh, look at the lowly little Steelers that somehow managed to get their way into the playoff position. And kudos to Mike Tomlin because he's getting a lot of that, and he deserves it. Devlin Hodges is going to have to play well. Yeah. Period. I was thinking about this. I'm obviously not in my normal locale. Went back to my hometown of Wheeling, West Virginia. Shout out to all the Mountaineer fans out there. And I was driving back from Maryland to my hometown. I was thinking about the upcoming game. And I kept on thinking how the Steelers are going to have to do something that they're not expecting. This is a good Buffalo defense, and they're going to have to attack them. And I don't know if Randy Fichtner is going to be up to the task to really allow that to happen. But I feel like if the Steelers are going to want to get out and get a lead, which this is a game you need a lead, you need to come out and really set the tone early, going to have to attack them, period. Dave, my question for you is there any chance that Randy Fichtner calls a game that follows that script and that structure, in your opinion?
I give my confidence level in that about a 22%.
How do you pick 22%?
I don't know. Because I almost did the How I Met Your Mother where everything was 83% or 17. So I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have the confidence that that's going to be the plan off the bat. I think I've been very critical of how the Steelers have started the game with their play calling. And the more the season's gone on, I'm like, I think it could be intentional that their biggest thing is they just want to kind of be there and see how their defense is going to be handling everything and only have to do as much as their offense can. I would love them to just do what the offense can right off the bat, but that's just not the way they've been handling it. I think that's one of those things that game plan could evolve later in the game, but I don't think we're going to see it early.
Well, I know, and I agree with you 100%. And I wish I didn't. I wish I had some type of inkling that tells me that something's going to be different, but I doubt it because this is a game, in my opinion, where if you can get a lead, boy, you're really putting the Bills behind the 8 ball.
Yes.
Period. Because they want to run the football, they want to play good defense, and they want to use Josh Allen in that versatile style of way. I just really wish that the Steelers would come out and be aggressive. I hope, and I didn't get to read your projected inactive list.
Okay.
What is it ran at 3:00 in the morning by chance. But anyways.
Sorry about that. AM versus PM, man.
Anyways. Who did you have on the running backs not getting a helmet?
You really want to know?
Did you say
James
Trey?
Conner?
Oh, you?
I have James Conner.
Because he was listed.
He practiced fully all week, and then they still have him as questionable. I'm just honestly,
I agree with you.
I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but it's someone else came in and was commenting right away. They're like, I could see that where they're saying they brought him back too early against the Browns. They know that now. He knows that now. And that's the whole reason they're doing questionable, because I don't know that. I mean, I think they had to do it because even though he practiced fully all week, look, Jalen Samuels missed Wednesday's practice and he does not have an injury status because they know they're going to roll with him. To me, this tells me that they're going to protect Connor if they must. And honestly, I don't think it's the end of the world if he doesn't play.
I agree with you. I really do. It's one of those situations where I was more concerned. I really wanted Juju to play. He was the guy. He was the guy, in my opinion, that I wanted him to play. Because if he plays, that changes the dynamic of the passing game dramatically. I don't feel like if James Conner doesn't play, I don't feel like it's going to impact much at all. There was something, I wish I knew who was. Someone from 93.7 The Fan on Twitter suggested, and it's crazy based on the fact that I could see it happening. He said if James Conner plays, he could see Kareth White being inactive.
Who's going to return kicks?
Deontay Johnson. But I think that was based on that. He put it based on the fact that Trey Edmonds and the whole three brothers on the field, that Tomlin would put credence into that. I don't know if I would necessarily say that, but I don't know. I don't see how you would do that, but I could also see a situation where Trey Edmonds is active. I agree with you though. So you put Connor as inactive on your projection.
I did because I really wasn't sure what else to do. I think if Connor plays, I think it's going to be Edmonds, because even though they use him at fullback, like I said, he had 3 plays on offense last week.
Yeah, that
was it. So do you want to have him active over someone like a Kareth White for 3 plays on offense? But that's a hard one. I don't know what they're going to do there.
Well, based on the fact also that if they've already been fined once for handling the injury report status of Ben Roethlisberger when he hurt his elbow, if they were to sit Jalen Samuels and somehow it's released that it was because of his groin and they didn't have an injury designation on him, well, that's another fine coming their way again. But I definitely don't think that White should be benched at all. He's been used a lot, and they're only going to use him more as long as he's proving effective, and that's something that he's been doing. So
here's my question: what would be more devastating if you play them all? The re-aggravation of Jalen Samuels' groin because he shouldn't have played, or James Conner's shoulder because he shouldn't have played?
Which would be more devastating?
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster's knee, if you got
well, that's not the option. My thing is it's James Conner's shoulder, is in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're going to protect one of those 2 players and say, hey, if the other one comes out and we dress him and he re-aggravates it, I'd rather that happen. No offense to Jalen Samuels, I'd rather that happen to Samuels than Conner, because I think if Conner hurts it again, he's done.
Right. And people were asking, yes, Juju Smith-Schuster has been ruled out of this game, so he is not going to play. He said it wasn't a setback. It was that he pushed himself a little too much. But
it was a setback.
Another story, we're driving. My wife says, what's the deal with Juju? When's he coming back? And so I had to tell her that, even though it's a setback and he's not going to play, I would rather, because he said he pushed himself too hard in practice. I'd rather him push himself too hard in practice, get injured in practice, than for him to play. Then if he were to do that in a game,
then they're screwed.
Now they're handcuffed, because a healthy player, even if it's Tevin Jones, who can at least run pass patterns, who's proven he can catch the football, wouldn't be on the field. He would be inactive. So I'm looking at Juju, and although I really wanted him to play this game because I think it's going to be a big deal if he would have, at the same time, the way it went down for me is the best case scenario if he's not going to play. Getting injured in game would be critical. Yes. And that's why it's a good point about, Jalen Samuels is another one where you're like, it's a groin. You can't put both of those guys in the lineup for the exact reason that you said.
Yes.
So, all right, Dave, I'll let you go. You got some stuff to do.
This is good sound quality. Sorry that I know I had just the earbuds because I didn't realize I was coming on with you. And I'm wearing the Christmas reindeer yo shirt.
Hey, it's festive. It's very festive.
Yeah, got to do what I can
get
do.
Out of here, Dave. Thanks for the time. Thanks for helping everything get set up. And we are anxious to see you at the stadium tomorrow night. You're going to go live stream, correct? If you have
we are going to do it at one point or another. If we can't, it's funny because I say that I have bad signal. I have full strength. It's just so many people are using up all the data. It's just hard to get internet signal outside the stadium, depending on where you are. So if we don't go live outside the stadium, we'll get inside and hook to the Wi-Fi and go live inside.
Did you get a hold of anyone in regards to the tailgating spot?
That was what I'm saying. I wonder if Nap 1963 got mad when Brian and I said we weren't coming at first, because I have not seen him on any of the podcasts since Tuesday, and that is who we were supposed to try to meet up with. Okay. I will take anybody that says, hey, we're going to be there. Please reach out to myself and or Brian Anthony Davis. Get a hold of us. We would like to say, just so we can even let you know, hey, we're going to be around here at this time. We were setting up plans. That's what I was doing whenever I came on here with Jeff. So please reach out to us. We'll take that. We want to see you guys.
Dave's email, I just put it in the live chat there. So if you are planning on going, send him an email. There's a million ways you can find his email. You can go to behindthesteelcurtain.com, and you can obviously click on his name under any article that he's written, and his information will be right there. But it'd be really cool to get some BTSC fans together. And he just put it there. You go. It'd be really cool to see those fans together. People that might follow the podcast, people that might know Dave and Brian, and it would just be a lot better. I mean, yeah, you can find random fans that want to talk about the game. That's fine. But ultimately, it would be really awesome if we can get people that know. So there you go. So, all right, Dave, go ahead and get out of here. Just quit messing with the screen, all right? All right, there you go. All right, Dave, take it easy, my friend. And there he is. He's gone. Get out of here, Dave. Jeez. All right, folks. So here we have the last bit of the show. I'd like to dedicate, when I do the Steelers burning question, to some question and answers. And that's a lot of times fans have a lot of questions, whether it's fantasy football, whether it's final score predictions. It could be a multitude of things. If it's black and gold related, I will answer those. So go ahead, if you're watching live on YouTube. If you didn't know we had a YouTube channel, by all means, check us out. Go to youtube.com and search BTSC Steelers Radio. And subscribe to the channel, like all the videos. It helps us a lot in terms of the algorithm for YouTube, in terms of exposure and things of that nature. So like this video, subscribe, and make sure you set up your notifications so that you know when we go live all the time. Let's get things started right here. We have a Patty Man, I guess. He says, what's my final score prediction? I predicted the Steelers to win 20-17. I think the defense is going to be dominant. And I think that they're going to get some turnovers that's going to really set up the offense. I don't think it's going to be an offensive game. If you like offensive football, you might want to look away. Boo Bash says the turnover streak's still alive. It's at 20 games and counting. The homer in me, and we all know that homer and hater, when Lance is here, it's I'm the homer, he's the hater. The homer in me says that this streak ends, but the realist in me says that it's probably going to continue. That it'll be in it. Maybe Tre'Davious White gets an interception or something of that nature. But, I hope it ends. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. All right. Ron says, do you think the X factor will be TJ and Bud causing Josh Allen to fumble? I think it's going to be the entire front four, because I didn't realize this. And kudos to all the people that were watching live during the Steelers preview show earlier this week, when they were talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers blitzing. I assume, because in the past, and you know what happens when you assume, folks, you make an ass out of you and me. I assume that the Steelers continue to blitz at a really high rate, but they haven't. They don't blitz that much at all. They rely on Watt, Dupree, Hayward, Hargrave, Alualu to get home without having to send extra players. That doesn't mean they don't blitz Mike Hilton. They don't blitz Mark Barron. They do. And those two guys get home a good bit. But I think that that's a big factor for me, is can that front get pressure and cone him in? And when I say cone him in, obviously I'm talking about keeping him inside the pocket, don't giving him those exit routes that are outside where he can run. We know he can run successfully. He's very good at that. So I think that the X factor goes beyond TJ and Bud. It goes to Cam Hayward and Hargrave and all those players that I just mentioned. So it's going to be really, really important. We have a super chat here, which, by the way, if you want to donate money to the show, that's where these microphones came from. Thank you to everyone. Brian Anthony Davis is getting his. Obviously, Dave Schofield got his. Lance has his. All upgraded, because of you all. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. So greetings from Germany. First time a live show due to the time shift to the United States. Love you all. Go Steelers. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I think it's Timo. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. €5, I guess that's what it is. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. It's really cool to see where everyone is watching from. We've had people from China, different parts of Asia, Europe is well represented, Canada, Mexico. It's really awesome. So, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So thank you very much for all that. We appreciate it. If you want to donate to the show and you want to use the super chat feature, by all means, all you have to do is at the bottom where you can write in a comment. To the right's a little $sign. You can enter any amount of money and it goes straight to the show. And we really appreciate anyone that's willing to give their hard-earned money to us as a donation during the holidays when I know things can be tough for a lot of families. All right, Shield91 puts $5 in the tip jar. He's a regular in our live chat. He says, I need some fashion advice. I'm cautious with buying jerseys, but with all this talk of color rush, I really want one. Who would you suggest? It's a good question, and it's one that I take very seriously, Shield, because I am very cautious of jerseys. Jerseys, there are some jerseys that will never get old. For instance, Nathaniel says, Shazier. He is right. A Ryan Shazier jersey will never go out of style. If you get a 50 color rush, you can wear that until the day that you die. And no one's going to say, look at that clown wearing a Shazier jersey. They're going to say, hey, man, like that 50. I like it. It's just like if you were to go old school with the regular jerseys. Like my dad has a Terry Bradshaw white jersey, has a Mean Joe green black. There is not a soul on planet Earth that would ever say anything to my father about what jersey he is wearing. However, if you roll up to Heinz Field and you're rocking a Dante Moncrief jersey, you can expect to be made fun of. Now, here's an interesting one. I'm actually looking at, what direction do I want to go? Right now, only jersey I have are Ben Roethlisberger jerseys. He was my favorite player when he got drafted. I was ecstatic, and then everyone Big Ben fever hit. But he's coming to the end of the road, not from a life standpoint, but more so from a playing standpoint. And so I've been eyeing up Yeti. He chimes in and says Minka. I want a Minka Fitzpatrick jersey, but here's the problem. I am afraid that Minka Fitzpatrick is going to change his number. He's 39 right now. He is normally 29, and that's Cam Kelly's number. And I would... Ken, get out of here with the Lima Swede color rush jersey. Oh my gosh, if you bought a Lima Swede jersey, I think he was 14. I think so. Maybe. Correct me if you know. If he was 14, that number is cursed because that was also Sammy Coates' number. But anyways, back to the topic at hand is that for me, if I were to pay money to get a Minka Fitzpatrick 39 and he changes it to 29, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm going to wait. If Minka Fitzpatrick next year is still 39, that's my next jersey because I think that guy's going to be here for a really long time. That's what you ultimately want. TJ Watt is another one he's not going anywhere. TJ Watt is not going anywhere. So if you were to get a 90, you're going to be fine. Don't get a Bud Dupree because you don't know what's going to happen next year. I hope he's back, but at the same time, I don't know. All right, Michael Toole, he's been saying this he said, Jeff White was Devin Singletary's backup in college. Do you think that will give White some extra motivation to make one or two big plays? Here's my thought and theory on all this stuff is that if you're an NFL player, if you're a professional athlete and you need some type of extrinsic motivation, like the fact that Singletary played ahead of you in college, then you have bigger problems on your hands. That guy wants to make big plays because he wants to remain employed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, period. He wants to make big plays because he wants to get into the playoffs. He wants to make big plays because he ultimately is trying to make this team and stay with this team. So keep that in mind. So ultimately, that's where we're going with this. A lot of people are chiming in with the different choices that they have and in terms of jerseys and where you go. And Bill Davis says that Mike is, no, it's not as big as my head, Bill. It's just the fact that it's close to the camera. Okay. And when I'm in my normal setup, it'll look a lot different. Trust me. All right. A lot of people are saying that Devin Bush would be a good one too. I want to know what your score predictions are for this upcoming game. So by all means, let me know. Put your score prediction in the live chat and we will put it up here on the screen as we put this show to a close. I'll tell you what, For me, I'm really excited for this game. And I got to be honest that I think that this game in particular, and maybe this season, I've had more games than I've been more excited for more games this year than I have been in a long time. And I'm not really sure why. I really don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because everything's so different. No Mr. Third and Fifth, no butt naked and robbed. Big Ben's hurt. The defense is good again. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that I've been secretly longing for the defense to be awesome again. And they're awesome. These guys are phenomenal. Here we have some scores come through. I'll put some of these up here. Let you all see them. So far, everyone's liking the Steelers. Shocker. Nathaniel says 17-13, Pittsburgh. Getting bent with Bo. I'm going to be sending you an email, Bo. Be expecting that email soon regarding what we had talked about. Steelers, of course. I like that. Boo Bash, 3-2. A win's a win. I'll take it. Blue Ice 12, 14-10 Steelers. Like that. Vodka Drinker, 13-7 Steelers. Joe Shumway, 17-10 Steelers. Like that logo, Joe. That's pretty cool. Ken Cranston, 23-21 Pittsburgh. Alex Flores, 17-13 Pittsburgh. Sin City, Bills 16, Steelers 13. Get out of here with that talk. Get out of here. You must be a Buffalo Bills fan or something like that. I'm just joking. Snowman puts $2 in the tip jar, says, who's backing up the tight ends? It's a very good question because Vance McDonald has been ruled out of this game. The tight end situation is not very good. You'd expect the rookie. Nick Vanette's going to play more, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but you can expect the rookie, my gosh, his name escapes me, from Michigan. He's going to probably be the backup and be the guy, but expect a lot of basically they're going to run extra tackles out there. Zach Banner's going to be out there a lot, pretty much. So I love this. James Jones says 18-10, the Wizard of Oz. It's happened before. Maybe, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs with 6 straight field goals. So it's happened before. Zach Gentry. Thank you, Ali, I had a major brain fart there. I apologize. So 22-7, Spiral Bomber says, let the duck chuck. I said this earlier in the show, if you're just joining us, that I think that the Steelers need to be aggressive. They need to go out and they need to actually really put an effort into pushing the ball in some way, shape, or form. The Bills are expecting them to try to run, to protect, duck. You gotta change it up. You're not going to be able to just go in and bang your head against the wall with a run and do all that. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to do something different, period. So there you go. 12-9. Michael Toole says the Steelers win, no touchdowns in the game. That would be boring, but at the same time, I get it. Here's a good one. Ryan Kellerman says the Banner will catch a pass. Oof. I hope it's for a touchdown. I don't want to see any yak out of that guy, yards after the catch. I hope it's a touchdown. Timo asked a question that we talked about when Dave was on the show at the very beginning, and that is, if Connor's coming back, which running back will not get a jersey for the game? I think that the easy answer would be Trey Edmonds, but at the same time, sometimes when it comes to the inactive list, it's crazy. You don't know who they're going to pick, but recently they haven't had to make too many tough decisions. So there you go. Justin wants to see the defense post a shutout. It's tough to shut out a team in the NFL. If they can do that against the Bills, even though the Bills are not an offensive juggernaut, I think that it would be worth it. Snowman does bring up the fact that in Denver last year, fake field goal, Chris Boswell threw a pass to Alejandro Villanueva, and yeah, he did catch one. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, like, if you watched the game last week, you saw the play in the second half where Zach Banner ran out for a pass, and he had I laughed about it at the time, and I laugh about it now, is he pump faked it hard to Banner and then rolled out to the right and completed a pass. Banner put his hands up like, oh my gosh, he's going to throw me the ball, and pulled the rug right out from underneath his feet. So there you go. Spiral Bomber says, how many turnovers do you see Allen giving up? I'm going to say 2. I think they're going to get a fumble recovery. I think he's going to throw a pick. Maybe that pick is in garbage time, similar a la Kyler Murray's third interception, last week, where Joe Hayden got that 4th down interception. So I'm going to say 2. But I think that the Steelers, that's probably all they're going to get is 2. I just hope that they don't turn it over more than that, or else it's all for naught. Let's see here. Duck, let's see here. Sixburg says Duck will make his primetime. Will showcase his arm. This is not his first primetime game. People forget that week 6, his first start. This was coming off of Mason Rudolph's concussion against the Ravens in Week 5. He started on Sunday Night Football on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers and won the game. Wasn't pretty, but he won the game. And I think that this is, Devlin Hodges hasn't had the ability to play in Heinz Field very often. And he's getting that opportunity to do that in prime time coming up this Sunday night in Week 15. So a couple questions here. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll get out of here. I really want to make sure that you all get a chance to experience this. So here we go. Desmond Barnes says, should the Steelers sign Terrell Suggs? No. Although I wouldn't be against it. I just don't see it happening. I could see like the Patriots picking him up or the Kansas City Chiefs or someone that's looking for a pass rusher. I just don't think that there's a need for that. The team leads the league in sacks. They don't need a guy that, in my opinion, is just a pass rusher. Their linebackers need to do more than that, and I'm not sure that he can do that at this time. So, okay, folks, I know that it's been a crazy show. We had Dave on earlier. We got new microphones. We're getting accustomed to this, so bear with us. I hope the sound quality is better. I hope that you all are enjoying this increase. Hopefully it's better quality. If not, I need my money back. But nonetheless, thank you very much. And hey, tomorrow night, after the game, I will be on by myself to talk about the wins. I'm going to need people in the live chat. It's going to be late on the East Coast, but I'm going to be there. I expect you to be there. I'm going to need you all to help me get through it. Lance is trying on tuxedos or something crazy. I don't know what he's doing, but he can't be on the show. And we know that Dave and Brian are going to be at the game. So in other words, it's going to be me and it's going to be you. So make sure you're there for the Steelers postgame tomorrow, hopefully talking about a big Steelers win, and we'll be all jacked up. I just hope I don't fall asleep. So with that said, I know there's a lot of people saying that they're excited they're going to be there. Thank you very much. And yes, Ali, this is a Blue Yeti microphone. All 4 of the main podcasters on the BTSC platform have gotten some of these. Thanks to you all. So very much appreciate that. Be there in the live chat tomorrow night for the Steelers postgame show. I'm Jeff Hartman. Make sure you check out BehindTheSteelCurtain.com for all your Pittsburgh Steelers needs. Tune in, tell a friend, and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow night. Let's hope for a win.